Hello, welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, the strategies, and the insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today I am lucky to be joined by Jeff of SEO Guru Atlanta. Jeff, how's it going?
It's going great, thanks. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. Another day in paradise. Jeff, I'd love to start off and just learn a little bit more about your background and also SEO Guru Atlanta, which is a very nice SEO optimized business name.
Thanks.
And that background, yeah.
So I've got an engineering background and I used to do a lot of programming like in college, and you do some in engineering school. And then some years later, when I was out working, somebody invited me to a real estate seminar, and then somebody was doing an SEO seminar during lunchtime. This was like in 2000,
Oh, wow.
2000. So I said, well, that sounds interesting. So I listened to that, subscribed to their magazine about how to do SEO, and then started working, just doing stuff for myself. Started working for my bookkeeper, my accountant, because he was asking me how I was making these ebook sales and stuff back in the day. And then started helping him, and then realized there's a big world of SEO and local companies really need help. So I started then and then incorporated as SEO Guru Atlanta in 2012.
Wow. That's awesome. What a story, especially coming from an engineering background. I'm sure obviously the technical part of it doesn't translate, but I'm sure there's like thought process. If you can think like an engineer, you could probably think like a really good SEO person, or am I totally off on that?
No, to me, I think you're right on the money. We call ourselves like a marketing agency and all that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, I always consider these things like problems to be solved. Like,
Yeah.
why aren't you ranking higher? Why aren't you doing better? What are they doing that we need to do? So that's what I like about it.
Yeah. So I know that SEO is a constantly evolving field, so you're always solving those problems. How do you stay up to date with algorithm changes and new strategies to ensure your clients' SEO efforts remain effective?
Right. So there's updates all the time. There have been a number of major updates this year. There was one just this week, a major core algorithm update for Google. So those things can be scary, but we don't really worry about them. In fact, we usually benefit from them because we do things the right way. You know,
Mm.
back in the day, I used to do every black hat SEO tactic that's ever been invented. I did all of them. And then I spent years in the sandbox for that because I got punished for it. But
Yeah.
that was like back in 2010 and all that. Since then, we've been doing stuff the right way. We basically do it by the book. And so we tend to get rewarded every time there's a big update. Sometimes there can be some fluctuation, but we'll end up usually benefiting. Then some of the big trends I think are like you were asking, like how do you stay up to date? So we do invest in the business. We have some of the most sophisticated tools available where we can actually look at a client's web page, the keyword that we want that page to rank for. We've got tools that will find every other page that's ranking for that keyword, will score every page that's ranking for that keyword, give us a competitive score, and then give us recommendations to enhance that page so then we have the highest score of any page ranking for that keyword.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. And there's such a benefit in hiring outside for SEO. There's
Yeah.
just like having a specialist that is able to stay on top of those things because you're right, it's always changing. There's almost weekly algorithm updates. And so having it's such a benefit to people. And I think most companies know they need to do SEO, they need to invest in SEO. And there's this I always see that there's a lot of people that try to do it in house. But in my opinion, it's
Right.
one of those things where you let the experts handle it.
Yeah. Some of those tools are really expensive,
Yeah.
right? We pay a lot of money for some of these tools. It's just not practical for your typical business owner to
Yeah.
do that. And then if you have the tool, you actually have to use it. So we use that every single day. So then it makes sense for us. But to try to keep up with doing everything the right way in Google and adding fresh content to your website, which I highly recommend, Google seems to keep rewarding that. And then to make sure that There's going to be a lot more competition. There's always more competition. And you may be in a good spot right now, but somebody's trying to come and knock you out of your spot. If
Yeah.
you're number one, somebody else wants to be number one. And they were trying to hire somebody to knock you out of that spot. So
Yeah.
so you got to make sure you stay on it. You can't just say, oh, we're number one and everything's going to be fine, because somebody's going to take your spot if you don't really stay up to date on what's going on. And then it's very tempting, I think, for people to just like use AI generated content
Yeah.
to try to like, oh, I'm just going to do that. And
Yeah.
that it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get penalized by Google, but I would be extremely cautious in how you do that kind of stuff. And that's what you were saying, like to try to do this kind of stuff with an in-house person be very difficult. Even if you had an in-house person that we could work with,
Mhm.
that's great, but I wouldn't ever expect any one person to be able to really successfully do SEO without hiring out quite a few tasks.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, when you're working with a new client, what's your approach to building a custom SEO strategy that fits their unique needs and goals? And are there certain foundational steps that you believe every SEO plan should include?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So one of the things that I decided to do early on was not to be in a specific niche. Now, people always said you should just choose a niche and just be like the best in that one. But
Yeah.
what if something goes south, right? What if the real estate market goes bad and you're in the real estate market?
Hmm.
It has a big negative impact, or healthcare or something. So we're in a lot of different niches. Home services is big, medical, healthcare. Those are all really big for us. So the thing is, the basics are the same. The foundation is the same, like what you're talking about, the schema tags, meta tags, meta description. Those things are always going to be fundamental, but it's going to depend on what they're trying to accomplish. So we do have some clients that are e-commerce, and they want people, well, e-commerce slash big stores, and they want people walking in the door.
Yeah.
So when we're building the website and building the strategy, we're trying to think about the user experience that doesn't want to buy online, but maybe they want to see the stuff and then get directions and just go there.
Yeah.
Whereas other people want to buy a service, come do this task for me, so that you just want them to be able to call really quickly. So
Yeah.
I would say some of that stuff is conversion optimization, but a lot of the things like keyword research and good link building and good content, it's pretty fundamental
Yeah.
across just about any site. So I think our skills transfer well into really in any industry.
Yeah, wow. There's definitely a difference. I mean, you've seen it between a little bit, but you're right. I think the fundamentals largely stay the same. You need to be writing blog posts. You need to be doing that type of stuff,
Yeah.
no matter who you are. And for businesses that are just starting out with this, like maybe they haven't really justified getting an agency yet, what are some common pitfalls you see them encounter, and how can they avoid these issues early on? And I think you said something there a little bit with AI too, so I'm sure that's one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. We've had clients come to us that just wanted to get a website up. They just built something on Wix. There's even uh, websites now that let you build a website quick and dirty with AI generated content and images and everything, but you can get it up and
Mhm.
running. So things like some of those platforms are like captive platforms, which I really don't like, but those can be a good place to just get started. A
Mhm.
lot of people use GoDaddy Builder or Wix or something like that just to get something up and going. As far as the pitfalls of just getting started, we see a lot of people just overlooking some just very basic things like just the title tag of your homepage, right? The
Yeah.
single most important thing you can do for SEO, at least do that.
Yeah.
So I think getting familiar with at least how to do some basic things, get your unique and original title tag for every page, unique and original meta description for every page, get your Google Business Profile approved and that kind of stuff. Those are some basics. And a lot of times we'll have people come to us and some of that stuff is done okay. It's done pretty well. I'm just trying to think of what other pitfalls are there. Personally, I think one of the pitfalls is to, I don't know, we just see so many mistakes. Which one do we want to start with?
Yeah.
Anyone those things is good to get you up and going, generating some revenue. You can use things like Google local service ads to try to get some columns coming in, which is cheap, just so you can build your business up to the point where you can actually afford an SEO agency.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure that having that stuff out of the way for when you take on a client is quite nice as well. That way you're not starting from absolute zero or having to go in and edit everything. There's at least a starting point for most businesses that they can start to do. I know there's a learning curve involved in SEO, but if they can learn that part of it, just get themselves up even a little bit on search results, I'm sure it makes your team's life way easier to just get in there and do your magic.
It helps. I think it helps mostly if they get a little bit more business, a little bit more revenue,
Yeah.
so then they can invest in some proper SEO, and that will really help grow their business.
Yeah. In an increasingly digital landscape, what role do you see SEO playing in supporting long-term business growth compared to other marketing channels?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Most of the people who are looking for some service are going to Google and they're searching keywords a lot of times with the city name and they're looking at reviews, right? So, like, one of the pitfalls I think you had asked the last question was Google Business Profile.
Yeah.
Very important. Get
Mhm.
that done and get it verified, and then try to get reviews.
Mhm.
Get as many reviews as you can. Ask your friends and family, they know you're doing good work, to give you a review.
Yeah.
Ads still work. TikTok is, we do run TikTok ads for a particular client that targets, that's a beauty school.
Oh,
And
cool.
they want people like right out of high school. So
Yeah.
TikTok's a good place for that. So
Mhm.
you have to adjust your strategy a little bit. And then for maybe slightly older, Facebook and Instagram. And then there's Google Ads. But those are the platforms where everybody's at.
Yeah.
Organic search on Google, Google Ads, Facebook ads, and a little bit of TikTok. That's where literally all the traffic is.
Yeah.
We look at so many sites with tons of website traffic, and yeah, some people might like DuckDuckGo
Yeah.
or some others, but the amount of traffic on those, Bing or whatever, it's just negligible.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing that people are maybe starting to understand now, but it's becoming so much more important that having a TikTok, like these platforms that you spend, it's usually a pretty straightforward thing. I put this much money in, and if I'm good at it, I can expect this much out roughly. And
Right.
SEO is one of those things where it's like it's not immediate gratification. It does take some time, but then once it really starts working, I mean, it can affect your bottom line so much because now
Oh,
you're
yeah.
no longer spending money like you would be on advertising. It's free content or visitors that are coming in. And so that makes it so much cheaper to acquire a customer.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got clients where most of their traffic comes from organic search.
Mhm.
They'll still spend 15, 30 grand a month on Google Ads because their business has grown so much, like more than doubled since
Yeah.
when we started with them, that now they've got this all this budget and they're just on this incredible growth path.
Mhm.
So SEO can be painful. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I ranked number one in Atlanta. Okay. That did not happen overnight.
Yeah.
Every other agency in Atlanta wants to beat me.
Yeah.
Okay. Every single one. I guarantee they look at the rankings all the time. They're like, how the heck did that guy get there? And
Yeah.
what can we do to knock him off? But it's a long-term thing. But once you're there, the traffic is there. People will find you.
Mhm.
So it's totally worth investing in the long-term strategy with SEO, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I know that building client trust is essential in the SEO industry. What strategies do you use to foster transparency and build strong, trusting relationships with your clients?
Yeah, another great question because almost everybody who's our client has had a bad experience. So they're looking for somebody to trust. And a lot of SEO agencies have given the industry a bad name. What I like to do is show them our project management platform
Mhm.
and show them behind the scenes. This is what we're going to be doing for you every month, not just on a PDF, but take a look at this is what the actual workflow looks like on a
Yeah.
real client. This is
Mhm.
lots of stuff that we're doing every single month. You're not going to see all of that.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing all of that for you. I can do a screen share and show them anytime they want, but usually once they see that, they're like, okay, at least I know you guys are actually doing something. Then I think having a good client-facing dashboard with everything included, so keyword ranking, Google
Mhm.
Analytics, call tracking, Google Search Console, Google Business Profile, all in a single dashboard that they can just log in and really quickly see how's it going? Are we making progress or not? And then I think another the key thing is clients will say, hey, we're doing good, we're happy, but we think we could do better. So we'll have a conversation and talk about should we change the landing page, the home page? Should we make some adjustments, make it more like user friendly? We had a client who had a photographer come in and did a bunch of did a photo shoot of him in his office with patients, and it just helps to build a connection and build the trust. And he did that based on our recommendation. We showed him what other clients had done, and he's, oh my God, that's a great idea. I think just building trust with them is to share really good ideas that we know work because they work for other clients. So I
Yeah.
think a lot of times they want to know what's working, what's not working, what should I do, what should I not spend my time on. We get those kind of questions a lot. Like,
Mhm.
can I keep doing this or is this a waste of time?
Yeah. It's really interesting because you see a lot of agencies today that are, especially media buying agencies or whatever it is. A lot of them are project based, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like companies will come to an agency and like, hey, we've got this 3 month campaign we need to run, and we
Mhm.
need somebody to run Facebook ads for us for these 3 months, and that's what the extent is, and that's great. With an agent or with an SEO agency specifically, like you're entering into, there's a little bit of like a marriage, Hey, we're gonna like really start to figure it out as we go along. And so there's this long-term relationship that is involved with SEO. And so there is so much trust involved in that. And I like that you show the process beforehand because I think it's very coming from the sales side. It's very important to show a client what it is that you do in a day in a life in the life of working with you because they need to be like, wow, okay, cool. I'm really glad I'm trusting you with this because this is stuff that I wouldn't be able to do myself. And I see now how you drive results. So I think that's a really cool part of your process.
Thanks. I tell you, it's horrifying when somebody comes to us like, we just didn't get the feeling that they were doing anything. Well, how much money were you paying them? And like, a lot, like more than we charge even. And then we looked and it was like, they weren't doing anything. They literally didn't do anything,
Wow.
like nothing. And that's just, I don't know how you could treat people like that. So we would never do something like that. So we want to build that really trusting relationship with our clients. And we rarely have a bad breakup.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome.
So yeah, one of the biggest things that I wanted to do when I started SEO Guru Atlanta was to retain clients for a very long time. We've had clients for a decade. So because they know us, they trust us, and we're continually in touch with them, evolving with their business as they grow, acquire, add service lines. We're updating their website, updating our strategy. So those are the kind of things you have to do, I think, to have a good relationship. I know there's some SEO agencies that have just a different business model. Their
Yeah.
business model is we're going to sign you up, we're going to do X, and we're never going to talk to you again
Yes.
and just pay us $350 every month. But we always wanted it to be more, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say like custom or something like that, but we wanted to have a good relationship with our clients and be part of their business growth
Yeah.
and serve them up with ideas like that's a great product. I think that would do really good on Facebook,
Mhm.
or that's got a great potential on TikTok, just to help them grow their business. It's not that only about SEO. We do SEO is our big thing, but we run Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Well, I love that. And I love that relationship approach that you take to your clients because I think it's more important than ever, especially in today's world where there's lots of agencies out there. And that's a good way to differentiate yourself. Jeff, this has been awesome. Where can people learn more about you and where can people learn more about your agency?
So our website is SEO Guru Atlanta. So there's contact form there. You'll see my smiling face as soon as you get to the website. So yeah, people can reach out to us there. We do have a free website audit on the website if you want to just do an audit of your site. That's going to be an automated scan. If you want something more in depth, we do offer an in-depth manual audit where we'll go through it in detail and then present you with a manual audit and a whole proposal for SEO and Google Ads, Facebook ads, TikTok ads if you'd like.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, cool. Thank you so much for being on, Jeff.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Great questions. And yeah, I really appreciate it.
For sure.